Aha, my shoelace. My chair wheels were rolling over my shoelace and slowly winding it up with the attempt to eat my foot. Alright, that's fixed. Okay, well, put a bit of redness in my face. And let's see, we go, I think we go, so let's see, we check for sync. So here we are. Alright, first things first. Let's check out this XR that I've never ever seen before. It's a cadaver. Hey Stuart. I picked it up from a local person who upgraded to an 11. This one has been through the water. I don't know what kind of water, but well, it looks intact. It smells pretty strong. Lots and lots of good smelling deodorant. Strong. I might just put the extractor on. Don't want too much of a good extraction, good odor. And let's see, find ourselves a big sheet of magnet. That should. Okay. Let's go to the overhead. Right. That should be a big enough magnet sheet. Interesting colour. Sort of a dead orange. Alright, no idea how to open these, but I'm going to guess it's not overly dissimilar from an iPhone 10 or an 8 or something like that. Hey Vladimir. It's not offensive smell, it's just... Wow, there are long screws in this thing. Yeah, Apple changes it every single time, so we've got whopping great big locator pins in there now. Guess I'm gonna have to go with a very thin cutting spudger. So we'll cut one down. Hey APL, Peter, Microfix. So usually what I do is I take these spudgers, these plastic ones, and I just trim off the end, form a little bit of a, like a hook like that, which means I can get in under, but I've still got to break the sill, I imagine, so I'm going to have to use my forever trustworthy non-plated stainless steel spudger, and oh god, I'm going to make a mess of this beautiful frame. Let's hope I don't do too bad a job there. Put my glasses on. This is not working. Hey Ed, how's the lot? Kristen Primus from Trinidad. Oh wow. Oh Kristen, haven't seen anyone from Trinidad before. Hey Soderbridge, Stockholm's, Alex. Alright, everyone's turning up. Any recommendations on a weak point on here? It all looks pretty much like any other perfectly... Man, this is gonna suck something bad. Okay, that feels different to what I'm used to. I don't know how I'm supposed to be levering this out. That's gone in a lot deeper than normal. Hey Jim. And since it's gone in a lot deeper than normal, I'm gonna have to go to iFixit or something. iPhone XR screen. Hey Matthew, Walker Stack. Yes, well, this is a dead phone already, so no loss. But I would prefer to keep everything intact if I can. Hey, Def Bombs. Suction caps. Oh god. Ugh. Hate using suction caps. Let's see. Tape over any cracks. Heat up the screen. Oh, they actually say heat up the screen? Really? Nah, Vladimir, I'm not watching some. I'm going to watch the picture versions. Suction cap, suction cap. What is this, like a 3GS? Is this like a 3GS? If that's the case, then I'm in strife. Pete, I was just worried because the spudger goes in quite deep, and I'm sort of thinking, oh god, you know, the levering power. Sort of getting a feel for it here. This side seems easier for some reason. Alright, actually we do have a... Come on. Come on. No, I lost the gap. And I've munged up this frame. Okay, so I'm going to have to find a way of opening up these without munging up the frame. Geez, you're not wrong. The plastic's tough. The screen, rather. Don't you dare break. Yeah, Nick Forsyth, don't know. Like I said, fortunately this is... It looks like I am going to have to go for suction methods for future ones. Because this simply isn't sustainable to do it like this. I mean, unless someone's already got a messed up screen, in which case you can go, I don't know, it looked like that when I first got it. Which would be a lie, of course. So do these, I should say, if they pivot off or what? La la la. Naturally, iFixit takes about 50 billion times longer. Okay, yeah, they pivot back. Like the 7s and 8s. I wonder how many people are having heart attacks right now. It's all okay, folks. This is my own phone. Wow, it's pretty clean. Wristern UK, 80 for 5, then suction cup. Yeah, that's probably not a bad idea. Well, anyway, we got it off, and this is supposed to be water damaged. But it actually looks pretty bloody good. It really does. Maybe it's just the screen botched up. Still pretty intense on the perfume. Oh geez, they're going back to the tri-wings again. Hey, Toes Tech. Alright, so where's the... So you gotta take this one off first for the battery, I guess. Safety first. Sorry folks, I don't normally do... Basically I never do anything more than the 8 Plus these days. Anything more than that I send off to the local Apple authorized service agent about, in the next town. And I'm fine with that. Even though I know I could do things like the iPhone 10, and for data recovery and things like that, I'll look at them. But for general repair, I think I'll just hold back on that for the next year or two. Okay. Then these two. I know, I'm such a noob at this point. But hey, gotta be a noob to learn. At least I didn't crack the screen, I'm happy with that. But I gotta say, this is already proven to be a nuisance of a swap out. Out of all the phones, for those who do them regularly, what would you say is the easiest phone to do the swaps on? You kidding me? You're gonna make that complicated? You want a Philips and then you want more stuff? Demanding. Cut the green wire. Okay, so what's the deal here? So we've got two Philips. Oh shit. Right, so that one should have been done first. Because that just, the turning of it buckled the metal. Yeah, let's see if we... I mean, I haven't done a bad job on it, but it still has buckled it slightly. So all I have to do is put that Phillips back in and then do the top one first. Hey ITC. Because that's assuming I can get the bloody thing to line up again now. Now that I've butchered it. Oh, actually it looks like it can just slip out. Alright, so I don't need to undo that. I just need to maybe try and extract it. No. What's going on down here? Paul doesn't believe in reading instructions, never have. Lego was always so much more fun and educational when you didn't read the instruction booklet. Just pull the shield off, yeah, as we just did, yeah. The joy of the delay of YouTube. Okay, we're free. Okay, what are the sensitive items to watch out for on the XR? I'm guessing these sensors, and that's just going to create people getting lots of dust on their camera there. Having them up and exposed like that. Well, I would love to know. I think there's a little bit of liquid here. Is that a little bit of liquid damage? Yeah, there's a little bit of liquid damage down there, so it's probably the dock that copped the damage. Yeah, front sensor, right. You're talking about the camera and all that sort of stuff that I was just looking at? That, whatever, is that the dot projector or something? That looks like a whole lot of drama if that gets messed up. I think there's a little bit of liquid damage in there too. Oh wait, what's this? Is that liquid? Nope, that's glue. Someone's fingerprint, not mine. Yeah, I'm at a loss as to... All I can think of is maybe something down here, but... Yeah, weird. Yes, I do believe you are right, and they are paired. I have heard... bugger. This is actually... They finally made it for right-handed people. Selfish buggers. Life was much better when Apple was trying to upset all the right-handed people by making it easier for left-handed people to disassemble these things. But now they see they've switched back. Okay, I don't get it. Is there actually anything wrong with this? I mean, there's got to be something wrong with it. There's no way I was given this for the price I was. Boots? What the hell? I think maybe this is just a bad screen. Blame Lewis. I don't know what for, but I'm in for that. I'll blame Lewis. No, it's not stolen. Okay, yeah, it's just a bad screen, see? That's all this is. So if I get the screen replaced, I've probably got myself a perfectly functioning XR. Yeah. The only thing is, I'm not really a fan of the whole low battery. Not a fan of the flick up home button system. It's charging. Anglia Susseblief. Australia, mate. Please set up bad, thank you. You get used to it, do you? Alright. Check the gaskets for witness marks. What the hell are witness marks? Check and verify Face ID works. Okay, how am I supposed to do that? A person messaged me to say they had a water damage one of these and they wanted to see if they can get a screen replacement. I said I don't do it. I said take it down to the Apple authorized agent. They decided whatever and ended up buying a new iPhone 11. They're a perfectly legit person that I know. This has been blanked as far as I understand. Continue. Face ID. Let's see. It's probably not going to work, right? Hang on. Get first position your face in the center of the camera frame. Ain't got... Yeah, okay, the cameras aren't working. Nothing's coming up. I'd think. Maybe. Oh yeah. Mug face is here. Oh, that is crazy. Shut up. Face ID is now set up. Create a passcode. Passcode options. How come you can't have no passcode anymore? Can I have no passcode? Custom numeric code? Buggers. I want no passcode, you buggers. Fine. Yeah, use it anyway. Get lost. At least it's on video, so I know what it's going to be. Only if you don't set it... Oh, thanks. Okay, that's good to know, Stephen. Thank you. Wi-Fi seems to be alive. Everything... It just seems like this needs a new screen. So what I might do is actually take this to Apple and say, can I have a new screen? Don't transfer apps. And it's cleared. Yeah. Looks like I scored. Looks like I pulled a Dave Jones out of the trash. Neat. The trouble is, yeah, that colour. Maybe this is why they gave this one up. They didn't like the colour. But still, would have thought they'd get a new screen. Alright, guess not. That's pretty cool. Right, that's still working. Let's see. How old, Jim? I really don't know. It doesn't look that old to me. It doesn't have that many scratches on the front or anything, or any dents. Now I feel bad that I actually marred the frame. I just bought it today from someone. I offered them $50 for it because they got it replaced and it's liquid damage, and they said yeah. And so they gave it to me for 50. No, I think that's a pretty good win. I would pay to get Apple to replace that one. Fortunately, because I know the Apple service provider in Townsville, I'd just take it down. Yeah. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. It's funny, my first iPhone 6S, 6S Plus, I got for $50 as well. I mean, it was also a bit liquid damage, but I fixed that up. But that's just a screen by the looks of it. I could be wrong. Anyway, let's get on to the next job, which is not something I normally deal with. One of these things. I had thought it was going to be legitimately completely damaged, and they were fine with the offer. So how can I be a con artist if they were fine with it? Considering that I had no clue as to, I was genuinely expecting a fully damaged phone. Yeah, reach! Oh man, that's hard on the back. Okay, yeah, so this is apparently a very dead HP. They've tried many things to no avail, so I'm just going to crack it open. No point doing any diagnosis or anything like that, just get on and crack it open. Yeah, you win some, you lose some. That one looks like I won. And even if it is completely dead or there's something fatally wrong with it, at least now I know how to open up an XR. I suppose the big problem with XR is getting, getting the screen data transferred and stuff like that. I don't have any of those tools for doing true tone transfer or anything. Nick Vase, I picked up a rare one the other day. Got a 1502 where someone took the 16 gig upgrade. Nice. How was the screen? What the hell? I just violated my glove. What happened there? The HP bit my glove. Okay, we're gonna have to do this one-handed now. Get that dongle out. Take out the secret screws that HP didn't think anyone would find. What's this, Travis? Oh, the XR is the LCD one. Okay, so is the XR the budget range, is it? Cool. Did I wipe off the COVID? Oh dear, I knew I'd forget something today. I'm back. Get some, nope, that's not metho. This is metho. Gotta get my hand to dry out. Screen is near perfect. It's no keyboard, no trackpad machine. Oh, okay, that's awesome. Because I mean, with the 1502s, I mean, as long as the screen's good, everything else is good. Lewis Donofrio, yes, the cousin of the one-handed clap. Okay. As opposed to you've been naughty clap. Alright. Let's see if this pops out. No, I don't really have a comical side. I think it's just a misunderstanding. Someone's been in this before. I can see all the notch marks. God, once you get used to working on MacBooks, you really do detest generally working on PCs because they're just hunks of very flexible, breakable plastic with very unpredictable behaviors. Trying to work out whether I've got a... Okay, it's a bottom deck remove. Hallelujah. Really, I mean, how hard is it for him to just establish some meaningful standard of behavior? Okay, looks like we've got liquid damage in here. Right, so if this has just died, then I guess it stands to reason to look for maybe a shorted cap or something. We might find something, or maybe our EC has got corrosion on it. Maybe it's just the touch button, the on-off button. I didn't check that. What's the point of checking things like that? It takes the fun out of pulling everything apart. My ultrasonic cleaner is ticking away, wanting some attention. I have that thing cranked up to 70 degrees centigrade these days. Wow. Can't believe they actually fit 1 terabyte drives into these anymore. No one ever uses them, really. It's like, you usually see a lot of these come in and they've got maybe 150, perhaps 200 gigs used up. And, yeah, they usually die once someone drops them. I mean, come on, just put a 256 gig SSD in there. They're cheaper than the drives anyway. I guess this is all old stock. Yeah, the memory, but it wasn't powering up the power brick from what they tell me, so I'm just going to have a look first before I bias myself. That's my way of saying I'm too lazy to go back and check things properly. I don't wish to bias myself. I need a skid pad. I'm just going to move this out. Yeah, I'm wondering if it's going to be the Super IO. I've got broken plastic, probably from me. But I'm going to have a look over just in case it's a bug hit, which does happen a fair bit around here. Right, not much to that board at all. We'll just take it out. Hey, I've got too many magnets on here again. What happened here? I don't normally have trouble with the switcher lately. I just did today. Now. So to restart the switcher. Sudo kill all -9. Comp. Well, yeah. Active. Right, well, it's back. So that's what matters. Yeah, I know the job title bars. Trouble is I haven't got a... Well, maybe I do actually. Let me see. Oh, I do have a sticker on it. I'm ahead of myself. There we go. It came up. Lewis, it's using just OBS, Open Broadcaster. So now we begin the painful process of disconnecting 50 trillion cables out of these things. I mean, seriously. You'd think these days that they would have things a hell of a lot simpler cable-wise. It's like, hey, why don't we use something like the CAN bus or whatever? I suppose they do have the I2C bus. Sorry, I2C. I can't stand calling it I2C. I know. It's the physical it's the official designation name, but I2C just seems better to me. Easier to say. And another screw. How many mythical screws have I got here? Yep. Nick Vasey, no, that one's been done. It's actually, no, you can just see the edge of it. It's in testing right now. I gotta admit, I am pretty happy with my ticket system, how it's come together with the, stickers and the scanner and pulling it into OBS. I did add the board Notion thing in there. Is it showing up? Yeah, it's got the board. I didn't know what the board number for this was, so I just used the model name. Forgive me. There's no real way of me telling until I actually open up this thing. Oh, come on, guys. Why do you stick that in? Like, okay, what else? Oop, I should have just left that attached to the antenna. Oh well. Obviously now you're just being difficult because you actually want to look at that stuff. So everyone else has to suffer because you want to be able to actually probe those buses and find out what's going on. Whereas the rest of us just want to be able to pull apart a machine. Okay, and this is a LAD70 board. So I can actually go and change that now. Scratch, scratch. LAD70 update. It should be able to now come up. Come on, do it. There you go, board's updated. That's an atom. This one supposedly is meant to be an i5. Supposedly, according to the chassis, it says i5, I think. Let's have a look. If it's an atom, then yeah, you're right. It's not much point doing much anything with this. Yeah, it says Core i5 inside. Oh, okay. Thank you, Farnell, for at least letting me know I was wrong again. Well, this is definitely Pionov's territory, not mine. I used to do a lot of PC board repairs, but honestly, I got spoiled with the MacBooks. And I mean, it really is. You are getting spoiled with MacBooks, particularly with anything from like the late 2000 series onwards. Oh, no vendor mark on it there. Yeah, the usual collection of bug legs. Nothing unusual there. As we approach the EC, looking for something to blame. It's going to crack me up. This is just the power button. Gonna have a look at the chassis and see if it's the power button. Naturally, the buggers put it under a. They've gone and put it under a hinge. Under here. Why would they do that? Yeah, well, certainly quite a few I've had do end up being the power button. I was just kind of hoping for something a little juicier today. This is the fun part, rolling these damn things back without killing everything. They better not have. It looks like they're plastic welded. No, they didn't, thank goodness. I might actually take the power jack out too, if I can. And the fan. And then at least we can test it without having to bring the chassis back. Hey Keith McDermott. Yeah, Joe, riveted keyboards aren't any fun at all, I do agree. I mean, look, there's a little bit of mess there, but that's fairly typical soldering. Nothing out of the ordinary. And that looks perfectly good. There's a fair bit of dust bunnies on there, but that's nothing to be concerned about. So that's what you were. God, you made that difficult for yourself, Paul. Just do it this way. Other way? Right. You are all, of course, invited to laugh along if you wish. I've got no problem with that. This is not my daily experience anymore. Yeah, Steve, it does seem like that sometimes that they do those things. Okay. Now, they did say they tried different power supplies, so fingers crossed they're telling the truth. One was just the jack. We've got power coming up. Oh shit, shouldn't leave that lying on there. Alright, it's not responding to on-off. So now this is the part where I try to find out how do I manually turn this on just to verify. At least it's only a 4-pin connector, this one. It's a nice change. Normally they're like 6 or worse. Possibly bar, short pins on connector line. Yeah, well, Greg, I've got to find out which ones, obviously. First thing I'll do is make sure the button actually does work, which can be a bit tricky. Okay, button works. Anyone know if there is a, what is this board? LAD70 Boardview and schematic out there? I haven't looked, obviously, because I didn't know until just now what it was. It's usually 2 consecutive pins. Usually. Okay, now where's my third hand? Okay, lucky guess, it's those first 2. First 2 being on the right. Though given that we're getting the functionality all the way down to here, it's therefore quite unlikely that we can blame this, but basically we want to short those 2. Well, it's interesting you bring up the corrupted bars, because I remember, of course, that I have had a couple of Dells where if all you had to do was that, and it would bring the Dell back to life. I always found it interesting that they had that sort of severe failure mode for a bad battery at times. If it was a bad battery, it could have been corrupted, but anyway. Okay. Okay, so it could be the hall sensor putting out a false signal, but no. Nothing? Alright. Let's have another look at the board. Not available. You find LAD702P, which is an Atom platform, pretty different. Oh, okay. Check for 3 volts on the power button. Good point. Thank you. So these are the things I forget. And this is why I do this stuff online, because I'm too lazy to remember. So instead, I rely on the collective intelligence of the community. Although I'm not too sure that's a bright thing to do sometimes. I don't know what I'm doing. Right, check for 3 volts. Yeah, crowdfunded intelligence, yeah. But I mean, as usually is the case, the more people there are, the lesser the collective IQ. What's the black mark on the motherboard at the power socket? That's the power socket there you're talking about? Oh, I'm not sure. So we got, yeah, we've got three volts on that line, so that's alive. It's been pulled up. Brains Trust. Someone's been a Scrubs fan. Yes, I would agree it is a oxymoron. So we are getting power. Unfortunately, I do not have one of these power leads just free on its own, so I could put it into the power supply and check for the current consumption, unfortunately. Are you sure it's not booting? Is there LED on the power button board? I suppose I could check. Oh, I know how I can test. I can put my chipmunk in it. Yes, the chipmunk. No, I haven't listened to the latest Scrubs podcast. I saw something being mentioned of it, but that was about the end of it. Okay, because normally these things will fire up the fan almost straight away. Yeah, nothing's coming up on the power there. Which coil? Okay, let's just feel around, shall we? Let's try some of these big ones. Nothing. Nothing. Smidge. Yeah, that was just inductive pickup. Over here. Yeah, I did put the battery in. Nothing. Virgo, on which chip? Oh, you talking about PCA? Okay, we've got 19 volts, that's correct. Other side, alright, okay. 100 times harder, goddammit. I'm just going to go over it visually again. No coils on the other side. Just all control chips. I mean, I should be able to guess what some of these are, because they're not overly dissimilar to most PCs. Let's see, dust, dust, ashes to ashes. What is going on? No, I do have... This is a USB at the moment I'm running it. I don't know why that didn't switch. It's almost like I've got a magnet somewhere around here that's making it misbehave. Yeah, we're kind of... This is why we generally don't work on PC laptops, because if you don't have the board view and the schematic, well, your only real option is to go through like this and hope you get lucky and spot a nicely destroyed cap or something, or a spot of corrosion or something. But if it's just an internal failure, then you're kind of up the creek. Now I do wonder, I am getting the light on the charger, which as far as I know means the EC, usually it's the EC that turns that on. So there's got to be some kind of life going on here. The chip with BA3K. Jesus flip-de-doo. I've no idea which one. You saying there'll be NCP? What the hell is BA3K around here? Was it a controller chip or something else? Down bottom chip is on side. No, BA3K. Okay, is it on this side I am on right now? I can't see much else. Mark PU2. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Alright. PU2. PQ, PU201. Is it what you're after or something else? Were you after PU201? 8A. Yeah, well, Siren would check many things. We do things differently. Oh, right, BQ25. Is this what you're talking about? Yep. Oh no, you're after BA3K. Hello, Farnell. I'm actually going to disconnect the fan because it's getting in my way. BQ's battery charger. Alright, thanks. Let's put the RAM out. Nothing under the RAM anyway. Supposedly it was an intermittent failure, as in it worked once or twice and then gave up. How much RAM? I'd say this is a 4 gig. Oh no, this is an 8 gig actually. Yeah, 8 gig. Someone spent up big. I'd say probably not a dodgy power connector on the fact that I am getting the full 19 volts and things like that, and it just doesn't seem to be responding to turning it on. We don't really have a way of ascertaining if that signal is getting there. Power it through the battery connector, resistance to ground on CPU coil, can the boot, blah 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 blah. Blah blah blah. Lots of blah blahs. Alright, let's check resistance on the CPU coils. The trouble is I do need my glasses to help me guide me. Where are my glasses? I need my glasses to find my glasses. Okay. My guess is these two here are driving this, the ones that we're after. Unfortunately, I can't really... Let's see if I can zoom in a bit more for you all. No, that's about the limit of it. Send me a $1,000 camera and I'll do better. Well, that makes no sense. 8. Now this is an i5. Okay, 8. So, based on what I've experienced with MacBooks, that's not entirely unusual. I'll check the other two. These could be for like GPU or something, I don't know. That's a little low. Whatever that's for. 0.28. $17. So whatever's that is a little low for my liking. 0.28. What's this one here? PL602. Double check that. I mean, it is a pretty fat plane. Yeah, now if I take away the meter itself, the meter has about a 0.3, so it's, yeah, 0.3 ohm, that's PCH 105 shorted. Will it try and start up if I put power to it? Oh. Well, I guess I'll take the heatsink off and see if the PCH is kaploded. Doesn't look destroyed. Not in the way that you normally see them on like the MacBooks. This paste is actually still fresh-ish. So it's probably about 2-3 years old. Yeah, there's no visible violations there. Well, I guess I was going to say I could take the coil off and find out what side it's on, but we've got this connector here, which is going to make it a little bit tricky to get that coil off without melting things. Anyone want to make an alternate suggestion? Inject 1 volt, burn your finger on the PCH and cry. Bernov knows what he's talking about. So we want to go for 1 volt injection here. At least I've got the person's hard drive. That is predominantly what they're seeking. They're not primarily concerned with this laptop. It's more the data, in which case we've got the drive anyway, so everything else doesn't really matter. This is more of just a case of luck. First limit the amps. What? Surprised someone hasn't edited a compilation of all the times Paul's burned his finger. Oh, come on. I don't do it that often. Just, once a week or so. Capnia pill 1207 looks dark. What? 1207? No, that's an inductor. Let me guess. You're talking about this? That's an inductor and crappy video. There's that, but that looks just like conformal coat, making it look darker. Yes, Vogon, I did take the CMOS out. Sorry to disappoint. Yeah, well, let's go for 1 volt. Let's see what happens. And we're going to have to do at least 5 amps. Otherwise we won't feel a damn thing. One volt, 10 amps. Can't do 10 amps. I've only got a 5 amp power supply. How rude of you to expect me to deliver things I can't provide. Find ourselves a nice handy close by grounding point. This should do nicely. We've got a short distance to run. Well, usually I can fill shorts. Anything above 3 or 4 watts is definitely pretty easy to feel after a reasonable sort of weight. If you can't fill 3 or 4 watts on a board, then you've either got an inner board short or you're touching the wrong places. Well, at least on the upside is these coils are so big, it's a fairly trivial matter to actually put a test wire on them. Assuming I can get my solder to take a bite. It's pretty good. Yeah, ZX1 side will, but we're not going to go for anything fancy like that. I can't trust my meter enough, it's too unstable over a period of time. If I had a 4-wire meter, resistance meter, it would be trivial. I do actually have one, but unfortunately it's a good example of how you can have some really fancy tools, but they're effectively useless because you never bother to take them out and use them because it's just too much of a pain. Okay, 1 volt 5 amp we're going to go for. The short will eject itself at 50 watts. Yeah, it'll, yep, ejected with prejudice. I can put it on the other side, but I don't think we're going to have running much of an issue. I mean, at 5 amps, I mean, these coils are going to be doing like 15, 10 amps at least. Let's see. Yeah, alright, so does Paul put his finger on things and get hot and burn? By the way, please notice that I did actually rearrange the damn screen so that it wouldn't upset people. Can't be many places is going. There's definitely going to, yeah, 4.5 watts. That's a decent amount. Yeah, I'll pour ISO on. I just wanted to see if I could find a definite heat spot first. No, I've got something building up around it in here. Could actually be on the other side. Give it a minute. No, I do not have... What do you think, I'm rich? I have a FLIR. Damn it. Could be one of these caps under here. It's definitely not directly. The PCH is getting warm, but it's not directly. It could be one of those caps underneath. Question is, how do you get them out? It's a pain. It's a pain to get that plastic off because you basically have to heat this up, get it to debond. Yeah, let's try it. By now we have actually already used up more time than what this board is worth, but we're doing it for entertainment's sake. This is as bad as trying to get iPhone shields off. Use the plastic spudger because it's safer. Why didn't people tell me that things get hot when you put hot air on them? Honestly, the chat's the most useless chat in the world. Oh, and it was able to be opened up? God damn. Well, congratulations, people. I burnt my finger just so that you can have a laugh, and I didn't have to. Brady, I've actually got no idea what rails are missing simply because of the fact I do not have a board view or schematic or anything. Because these are PC laptops. But everybody loves PC laptops because they're better than MacBook ones, right? Because they're not as a-hole-ish as Apple. So HP is going to send me the board view and schematic, right? Right? Yeah. Okay, let's see how we go. Damn it, wish I could zoom out more on these. This is when a 0.5 actually would be useful. And it seems like after all that probably isn't under here. Crap. Okay, we've got a spot that continuously warms up right there, which I guess means the PCH. We'll do some liquid dispersal here as well. Can I go any higher? I suppose, yeah, 105. I guess not. No. And there it is. Aga. Right there. It's pretty damn cool watching that. Yeah, well. It looks like some mad alien face from Rick and Morty. That is a frickin' Rick and Morty eyeball face. Oh well, bin job it is. That's disappointing. But at least we know the answer. Another death by an L. Come on, man. Don't you want to come off? 8 gig of RAM, yeah, I suppose so. Yeah, I suppose it's got a screen on it, though the screen's probably not much chop, as in, by the time you take these out, they look a bit ugly anyway. And given that you can get replacements for $70, it's just not worth it. So yeah, 8 gigs of RAM is about all that is worth anything in this. Even the 1 terabyte drive isn't worth doing anything with. Too small to be an archive drive. Too cumbersome to be a... yeah, too slow. SP, why do you want to see the XR? Yes, you've mixed the XR. Turns out the XR just pretty much needs a new screen, that's it. This would probably be a more... you could probably get more money on eBay for this and this than you could for the whole machine. I better notify the person. Dear person, we are sorry to inform you that your computer was visited by the infamous Farnell. Add note. PCH destroyed, dead, shorted. BIOS chip $10. Is it even really worth that much? I mean, you can buy them usually on Element 14, Digikey for quite a bit less than that, surely? Or do you mean as a program chip? Coffin dance meme. Oh, is that those dudes that dance with the... right, yep, I know that one. SP, SE 2020 or SE 5S type? Hey Christian. Let's see, where is this person? I've got to find him on Facebook. News, Facebook. I should bring him into the conference room to give the bad news. La 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 la. Pre-programmed ECU is worth something, right? Yeah. I'll probably get less money than what it's worth me to desolder it. Let's see. Okay, bad news. The main chip in the computer has shorted out. It is not able to be replaced. Did you require the data off your drive? Does it have MEC1 chip? Not even sure what an MEC1 chip is. Sorry. About the only BIOS chip I saw on this was that one, the UC2. And that's a pretty standard WinBond 64 megabit. Alright. Well, that's it. I've delivered the bad news. And you're going to get the bad news now too, because basically I have to go off and do my other things that I've got to do. Got to get some programming done. Write some test programs for some other work that I'm doing. And yeah, maybe tomorrow we'll get some more machines in, but basically for now I've pretty much done all of my video type machines. It's just the way it goes. Wasn't that long a stream, wasn't even that productive. But, well, at least I scored with the XR, so I'm going to send that off to Apple tomorrow and get them to be a nice bunch of chaps and give me a replacement for, I don't know, a couple of $100 and I should be good. So, anyway, leave it at that. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you next time.